Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to Relevant Jukebox, and today we're going to talk about the latest album from The Weeknd, Dawn FM. So this is the fifth full-length studio album for The Weeknd, and he's coming hot off the heels of his last release, After Hours, which is one of my favorites in his discography. He took a really awesome 80s twist on there, and he recruited 106 Point Never for production across the entire LP, and thankfully, Daniel Lopatin is back, but you also have the likes of Max Martin on here, you have Calvin Harris on a track, Swedish House Mafia, and some pretty high-profile features as well. You have Tyler, the Creator, and Lil Wayne show up, but what's possibly more interesting than those two is that Jim Carrey narrates this album, and you even have some spoken word passages from Quincy Jones and one of the Safdie brothers. Now, as the album title suggests, this thing plays out like you're listening to some weird, long-lost radio station that's in, like, purgatory or something. The record does give off a pretty cold and, like, isolated kind of feel overall, and, like I said before, he's dabbling in, like, synth pop, you know, city pop, like, new wave, and even like funk on here. And to be honest, I mean, it just fits him perfectly overall, I think. I think he's got a perfect voice for this style of music. And you know, I saw a lot of people out there posting about this album being boring, or not as exciting as After Hours. And on the one hand, yes, I will admit, the high points on Dawn FM don't reach the heights that he got on After Hours. However, I do think that Dawn FM is a more well-crafted album and listening experience front to back. It's sequenced pretty flawlessly, and also, like, everything on here just sounds pristine. The mixing and mastering is just amazing, as you might expect from the personnel that went into this. Now, the way the album kicks off with that narration from Jim Carrey, I kind of enjoyed. It really sets the mood. However, it's the second track where I found, like, some of the album's shortcomings to show up, mainly in, you know, the way that Abel opens up the whole album with, like, a really awkward, like, monotone vocal performance for the first couple verses. It just sounds off to me personally. And also the third track, I suppose, after revisiting this album multiple times, kind of just got a little bit lost and obscured in the track list for me. I don't know, there wasn't really much about it compared to others that really, like, popped. But then we get to the highlights, kicking off with Take My Breath. I love the really, like, deep 80s sci-fi synths that come in here with that pounding, pulsing beat, just gets my blood pumping. And it just has an extremely infectious chorus, I thought, with a really catchy hook. Take my breath! Following that track up, we have another banger with Sacrifice, which I also thought was a really standout track on this project. And even Out of Time, another, like, kind of more low-key banger, if you will. But again, another one that hits. It's got a catchy chorus that I can't get out of my head. Now, right in the middle of this album, we have an interlude that is a spoken word piece with some instrumentation from Quincy Jones, and then we're led into the second half that kicks off with that track, Here We Go Again, that features Tyler, the Creator. I thought he gave a really good feature at the end of the track, even though the song's a little bit more low-key overall. The following track, though, Best Friends, I thought was a little bit more lackluster and just kind of forgettable overall in this track list here. But this album has, like, a really strong finisher, I thought, too, with Don't Break My Heart. Also, I Heard You're Married, that features Lil Wayne, who has a pretty wavy feature, and it works. I do enjoy it. And the whole album ties itself up with a spoken word piece from Jim Carrey once again that I feel like leaves everything off on a semi-interesting note that resonated with me on some levels. But overall, I thought this was another really, really strong album from The Weeknd overall. I think him and Daniel Lopatin work so well together, and as an album experience, you know, you're getting a lot of the same themes from The Weeknd lyrically over here. It's a little bit more revealing even than some of his past work. But again, we're talking about, you know, infidelity, we're talking about being in love, not being in love, wanting love, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, really solid way to kick off 2022 with a huge release like this that has such a nice wintry cold feel that goes along with January. And yeah, just again, huge highlight for me. I thought this was great. And with that being said, I'm feeling an 8 over here on Dawn FM. So for all you collectors out there, this did get a nice vinyl treatment. I have links down below to The Weeknd's web store where you can pick up a collector's edition that has some pretty cool alternate cover art on it, I think. And if you have listened to this new Weeknd album, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and share, and if you want more content from me, hit that subscribe button. Peace.